Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for coming to my session. And my name is Emi Emilia. I'm from Indonesia University of Education, the English Education Department. I would like to talk about the results of a study which is still ongoing, and it is to do with training teachers to teach PISA-like reading. So the structure of organization of the presentation will be background, aims of the study, relevant literature and method, and then results and discussion and conclusion. So the background is that PISA related issues and PISA has become a new buzzword in Indonesian education today because the participation of Indonesia in PISA since 2000 2000 has not been satisfactory, and therefore uh, the government has made a lot of efforts to try to improve the uh, results of PISA, but one of the aspects that need improvement is teachers' ability to teach reading like PISA, and and therefore, however, research on training teachers to improve their teaching practice to help students gain a better achievement is still rare, and therefore, to fill the gap, this study aims to develop a training program for teachers of English and Indonesian in junior and senior high school. And to identify the value of the training program to help improve teachers' competence in teaching reading. The theories that underpin the study are to do with effective teacher professional development as observed by Darling-Hammond, and also Ajani and other writers, which cannot be mentioned here, and PISA also, which is released by OECD 2009, 2018, 2019, and text-based instruction, which is also relevant to the concept of text in PISA, and also Reading to Learn program, which is to do with the teaching of reading. And the theory of effective professional development, as mentioned by Darling-Hammond et al. 2017, based on her team on research of 35 reports on professional development, teachers' professional development, it was concluded and it was found that uh, effective professional development for teachers have several characteristics, which are content specific, incorporates active learning, supports collaboration, typically in job embedded context, uses models and modeling of effective practice, and provides coaching and expert support, offers opportunities for feedback and reflection, and is of sustained duration. And the training that we have conducted tried to fulfill all these characteristics. And another theory that underpins the study is PISA reading related theories, that is cognitive processes, that in PISA the questions or the cognitive processes can be divided into three, that is locate and retrieve information, understand, integrate and generate references, inferences, and evaluate and reflect. So probably you later can read all these types of questions, and you can also read the references or the explanation released by OECD 2018. And according to OECD 2009, texts are classified based on sources, organization, and navigation, format, and type. So in terms of source, text can be classified into single and multiple, and organization and navigations, text can be classified into static and dynamic, and format, it can be classified into continuous and non-continuous and also mixed, and text types, which are also relevant to the text types as upheld in text-based instruction and reading to learn program are description, narration, exposition, argument, instruction, and transaction. And this is also similar to the classification of text as revealed in the English curriculum in Indonesia, especially for junior and senior high school. And according to the scenarios, text can be classified into personal, public, educational, and occupational. Again, you can also read from OECD. And the research design that we use is program evaluation. Why we use program evaluation? Because we create the program and then we evaluate the program. We evaluate what works well and what does not work well. And the data collections are a phase of training from 20 March up to 7 July 2021. Collection of teachers' works, reading materials and reading test items, and lesson plan, peer teaching, and the questionnaire. So the participants of the training who were voluntarily involved in the program are actually from junior high school and from senior high school. The number of English teachers is 14 and Indonesian is 10. So from junior high school is 4, and for English teachers, and for Indonesian is 3. For senior high school, English teachers is 9 and then Indonesian 4. And for vocational school, for English teacher is 1 and then Indonesian is 3. So why we chose junior high school and senior high school? Because those who will be involved in PISA are at the age of 15, and then these students can be in year 9 or year 10, and therefore teachers in junior high school should also be familiar with PISA, and then students in senior high school are also the same. So the results of the training and questionnaire the trainings were conducted online due to the pandemic 19, the COVID-19 pandemic, and we organized it for 6 meetings, each of which lasted for 8 hours. And then we applied the principles of effective teacher professional development. And the materials was mainly about PISA reading and test items construction, and then text types, text-based instruction, and also reading to learn. And between the trainings, the teachers were also required to find a text and then to write, to construct test items, and also which are also similar to PISA. And this is the duration of each training, and in each meeting, so we focus on actually the PISA reading and how to create the text, how to create the test item, and then how to give scoring rubrics, for example. And we also discuss and give feedback to the teachers on their work. And there is also an independent work at home, and the total number of hours that the teachers invested, it was about 90 hours for the training. And what about the teacher's opinion about training in general? So the data from the questionnaire was that teachers' responses to the training was positive, and when asked about the characteristics of effective teachers' professional development, they said that yes, the training had the characteristics of effective professional teacher professional development, because it focused on the PISA reading, and then they could also get feedback from the tutors, and then they can also work together. They could collaborate with other teachers, and they could get a model of teaching, and they could also change the practice of teaching in their classroom. And there are also some suggestions from the teachers, which is to do with the duration of training, which should be extended, they said. So some of them still found that the duration of the training was not enough, and they also asked uh, ask for better time management and interaction during the training. So this is also input for us, so to make our training better in the future. These are all the results of the training and of the study. And the results of the study are also presented by the students in this conference, whose name is Ajeng and Karima, who were also involved in the research as research assistants. So if you want uh, to study further about the results of the test items created by the teachers and also the lesson plan created by the teachers over the teaching program or the training program, you can also attend the sessions from Ajeng and Karima. I forget their full names. So these are examples of the tests items and also test items and also the text selected by the teachers. Probably you can see here that uh, text in English is less difficult than those in Indonesian, because English as a foreign is a foreign language and Indonesian is the student's mother tongue. And based on the information I obtained from the Ministry of Education, and also I read from the release of OECD, that PISA for foreign language will be started in 2025, and the difficulty will be less than that of PISA for mother tongue, organized in mother tongue. So these are examples of text which consists of both picture and also print, and this can be considered as mixed text. And then, and this is uh, another type of text which is called, which can be considered as uh, uh, not continuous, because it consists of graphs and uh, the the explanation about each number. And then this is examples of locate information questions. According to a survey in text 2, for example, how many percent of students use books as their method of to learn English? So this is examples of locate information questions, the easiest question. And then examples of understand questions created by the teacher. So could the following statements represent tips for using books to learn English? And then this is examples of reflect and evaluate questions. Do you agree with the writer's statement? So in examples of evaluate and reflect questions, the students are asked to evaluate the accuracy, the data, and about what is said, what is said by the writer. And then an example of a text in Indonesian. So this is a text. This is an infographics, and this is uncontinuous text. And these are examples of finding information. For example, based on the text, langkah apa yang harus dilakukan peserta jika ingin mengecek hasil SNMPTN. So this is finding information, but it is more difficult. Yeah. And then examples of questions, understand and integrate questions. And then this is also about reflect and evaluate questions. made by the teachers, and the conclusion of the study uh, at the moment, which is still in progress actually, that the training program is in many ways successful to help teachers to change behavior, that is to improve their teaching practices, their knowledge about PISA related aspects including text selection, modification, and test construction. So the teachers who were involved in the training write uh, could write and could create teaching materials for teaching reading, and they can also construct test items, although some of them still have sometimes still have problems in identifying, for example, types of text, and also the scenario of the text, for example, whether it is public, whether it is educational, whether it is personal. So they still need guidance, and therefore when we do training we have to uh, train them in a longer period of time, and uh, as suggested by the teachers also. And then the training is considered to have fulfilled the characteristics of effective teacher professional development as stated by the teachers in the questionnaire. So the questionnaire consisted of questions to do with characteristics of effective professional development from Darling Hammond et al. And for uh, future research, training should also be conducted in a longer period of time, and more time to discuss the PISA related aspects and also the teaching of reading. And I think that's all. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you very much.